I now give the floor to the youth representative from Thailand. You have the floor.
I thank you. Mr. Chairman, distinguished representatives, ladies and gentlemen. To speak here today amongst delegates from all over the world, as a youth delegate from Thailand, gives me great honor and pride in representing the people of Thailand, and importantly, the youth of Thailand, on issues concerning the rights of the child. Much progress has been achieved so far in realizing a world fit for children. Child mortality rates have gone down. Life expectancy has gone up. Young people today are more educated than ever before. The world in general has become a less violent place. But the progress is not happening fast enough. And at the current rate, achieving the Millennium Development Goals within the year 2015 would be, at best, a Herculean task. We therefore must look for alternative solutions to achieve these goals. An apparent solution, a solution long overdue and long overlooked, is through the development, empowerment, and ensuring the rights of our future generations. Thailand, together with almost all the countries in the world, have signed and ratified or acceded to the Convention on the Rights of the Child. We have also signed and acceded to the 2 optional protocols to the Convention of the Rights of the Child on the sale of children, child prostitution, and child pornography, and on the involvement of children in armed conflict. All these instruments envisioned a better life for children of today and tomorrow. But just a promise is not sufficient. Half of the unemployed in the world today are young people. Half of those newly infected with HIV/AIDS today are young people. Half of the forced laborers today are young people. We must transcend the words on paper and follow through with our actions. Promise must be matched with implementation. Mr. Chairman, the most appalling issues concerning children today is the health issue. If we do not achieve the MBG4 by year 2015, we would have deprived 4.6 million children their right to life. Causes of these deaths are too often avoidable through adequate funding in immunization, basic nutrition, and sanitation. It is our duty and their rights that we provide them with these basic services. Furthermore, building a strong family institution is crucial for sound development of adolescence to adulthood. The Thai government has formulated a national youth policy and a long-term children development plan for year 2002 to year 2011, emphasizing the role of family institution in realizing the plan. Violence is unacceptable. Violence against children is intolerable. It has been agreed that violence against children is never justifiable and that all forms of violence against children are preventable. An act of violence does not only facilitate further violence, but it legitimizes violence. We must instead embrace and practice nonviolence. For if only everyone embraces nonviolence, the world would be a much more peaceful place for all. In short, violence can be defeated by nonviolence. Violence against children, however, exists in many forms other than physical violence, such as in economic exploitation, gender and extreme economic inequality, and hunger. Protection is required for all children in combating these sundry forms of violence that severely affect their lives and impede in the enjoyment of their basic rights. Mr. Chairman, young people today are more educated than ever before, but much more is needed to be done. Unequal access to education is still a glaring problem in many societies that are struggling with the challenge of social inequality. The stark contrast between gloomy slums situated alongside shiny skyscrapers, as seen in most major cities around the world, is a truthful and worrisome reflection of the state of our world today. The gap between the haves and the have-nots in many societies have never been greater. It is unacceptable that in many places around the world, many youth remain marginalized, educationally, socially, and economically. It is therefore all the more unacceptable that education, the basic rights and the basic needs for each and every child, continue to be an unaffordable luxury for many and a luxury for some. It is therefore important to ensure that every child can enjoy equal opportunity to quality education without discrimination. We must ensure that proper and adequate investments in education are made in every country, developed and developing alike. We must realize that the best investment a country can make is an investment in education in their population. We must not forget that at the end of the day, the best defense and the best means to advance a nation is by having a large pool of population that are armed with moral consciousness of responsible citizenship, along with knowledge and skill required to overcome arising challenges and thrive in the globalizing economy. Every country should thus redouble its national efforts to this end. The international community, on the other hand, should spare no effort to assist these countries with the need and adequate funding and technical assistance. In this connection, greater investments are needed to empower youth to get involved in the global economy. Measures such as entrepreneurial and vocational trainings are needed to equip the youth with proper tools in development. Microfinance, for example, is a vital tool for the youth to get started in their endeavors. Lastly, young people need to be involved in the decision-making process in both national and international levels because, frankly, decisions today will affect them tomorrow. They are an essential part of the social fabric, which makes their involvement critical to sound decision-making processes. Therefore, I encourage all countries to include youth delegates in your respective delegation to the United Nations General Assembly. Doing so would be an important stepping stone in youth involvement. Mr. Chairman, development is defined as change, not simply to change, but to change for the better. To achieve this, we need an active agent for change. And what could be more promising for a society than to have a generation of young adults, educated, full of energy, with boundless creativity. We must exert every effort to make the world truly fit for children, because a world that is truly fit for children will be a world that is truly fit for all. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished youth representative of Thailand for your very stirring and very impassioned statement with all the message and appeals contained therein, and I'm sure all members of the committee would have taken due note of your appeal. Thank you.